Let's talk about one of the world's most celebrated, complex, and beloved poets, the 14th century Persian master Hafez. Now, he's an absolute icon, but here's the thing about him. His true genius, it's kind of hidden in plain sight.
So let's dive right in with one of his most famous lines. "My prayer rug is stained with wine." I mean, wow, that is a shocking image, isn't it? You've got this symbol of piety, the prayer rug, deliberately corrupted by a symbol of sin, wine. And you gotta know, with Hafez, what you see on the surface? Well, that is never the full story.
So what are we really looking at here? Is this just, a confession from a guy who enjoys a drink? Or is it something way more complex, a master's code, hiding a much deeper message? Answering that question is the key to unlocking his genius.
Yeah, to really get what he's doing, you have to think of his poetry like an onion. You've got to peel it back layer by intricate layer. And guess what? That is exactly what we're going to do right now.
Okay, so layer one. And funnily enough, the first layer isn't even in the poetry itself. Nope, it's in the world he was living in. We really have to get a feel for the political pressure cooker that forged his totally unique, defiant style. You see, Hafez's career spanned the reigns of three very different rulers. He started out in a kind of golden age under a liberal, arts-loving ruler named Abu Ishaq. But then, bam, everything changed. A guy named Amir Mubarak al-Din seized power, and he ushered in an era of brutal repression. And it was this period, this time of really harsh hypocrisy, that truly forged Hafez's voice, before he finally got some relief under the more moderate Shah Shuja.
I mean, under the sky, Amir Mubarak, the city's taverns, and you have to remember, these were like the centers of social life and free thought, they were all shut down. Wine barrels were smashed in the streets, a rigid public piety was forced on everyone, but it was all just a mask for corruption. So in a climate like that, speaking your mind directly, that was basically a death sentence. Artists like Hafez had to get creative just to survive.
Which naturally brings us to our second layer, the incredible cast of characters Hafez used to wage a kind of symbolic war against the establishment, right out in the open.
Okay, so this is where Hafez just completely flips social norms on their head. It's brilliant. He creates these two central archetypes. On one side, he gives us the Zahid, the pious hypocrite. This guy is his stand-in for the corrupt religious authorities. You know the type, all show, no substance. But then, on the other side, we get the hero of his poems, the Rend. And the Rend is this wise rebel, a sincere freethinker, often an outcast, who rejects hypocrisy and lives his truth. And get this quote just perfectly captures the Rend's entire philosophy. Hafez writes, "I am as I appear, let them know themselves." It's such a bold declaration of authenticity. He's basically throwing down the gauntlet, saying, look, this is who I am, I'm not hiding. Can all of you so-called righteous people say the same thing about yourselves? What a burn.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how on earth did Hafez get away with this kind of open rebellion? And that brings us to our third layer, and his greatest weapon, the art of ambiguity.
The secret was a literary technique called iham. This is the art of using a single word or phrase that has multiple meanings at the exact same time. This right here was his secret weapon. It was the ultimate plausible deniability. Because if the authorities ever came after him, he could just say, whoa, you guys completely misunderstood me. I meant the other thing. And this is where the real magic happens, you guys. With a comma, a single verse could be a beautiful love poem and also a deep, mystical reflection and a razor-sharp political critique all at the same time.
Okay, let me break this down so you can see how it works. Let's say he uses a verse that plays on two similar-sounding words, master, which means covered or pious, and must, which means drunk. The amorous meaning? A lover talking about his beloved's intoxicating eyes. The mystical meaning? The soul's search for God. But the political meaning? Oh, that's the bombshell. It's a direct shot at the hypocrites who pretend to be pious or master while they are secretly drunk on power or must. See what he did there? It's genius.
But believe it or not, Hafez's genius goes even deeper than just the meaning of the words. The final layer we're going to peel back is maybe the most mind-blowing of all, the hidden music that's literally embedded in the sound and the shape of the language itself.
Okay, so scholars have actually identified 4 distinct types of music in his poetry. You've got the external music, that's the rhythm and meter. Then there's internal music, the harmony of sounds inside a line. You've got semantic music, which is how the meanings of the words harmonize. And maybe the coolest one, graphic music, a harmony you can actually see on the page. Wild, right? Okay, let's focus on the sound for a second. I'm going to read the line in Persian, and even if you don't speak it, just listen for the repeated S sound. Ready? رشته تسبیح اگر بگست معذورم بدار. دستم اندر ساعد ساقی سیمن ساق بود. Now, what that line means is, if my prayer beads broke, forgive me, my hand was on the wrist of the silver-legged cupbearer.
Did you hear that? That constant s sound. S, s. It creates this audible shushing effect. It's like he's literally whispering a dangerous secret, telling us to keep quiet about choosing the tavern over the prayer mat. This is a perfect example of internal music, where the actual sound of the words creates a secret atmosphere.
All right, and now for maybe the most mind-bending part of all, graphic music. Take a look at this line of Persian script. Now, I want you to pay really close attention to that verb at the end. That word means to discover or to comprehend. But look closer. Hidden right there, inside the letters of the verb daryaband, which means to discover, is the noun darya, and darya means the sea. So he's writing about the profound act of discovery, and he visually hides the ultimate symbol of depth, the sea, right inside the word itself. It's an incredible secret, just sitting there on the page for the reader's eyes only.
So when you put all these layers together, what you start to see is the incredible architecture of his work. I mean, this isn't just poetry. It's a masterfully engineered form of resistance art. So let's just recap those layers real quick. You've got the political oppression that created the need for a code. You've got the rebellious characters who brought that code to life. The code itself was ambiguity, or ehjam. And the whole thing was wrapped in this intricate music of sound, meaning, and even visual design. Each layer just builds on the others to create something truly timeless.
And all this leaves us with one final big thought. Hafez proved that a poem can be a shield, a weapon, and a mirror held up to a corrupt society. So if a single poem, built with this much genius, can challenge power and still resonate with people 7 centuries later, what does that really tell us about the true power of art?